Hey guys, so we're doing our paint along a little mini painting. Ignore the shadow, that's just from my cord. But you guys voted and people wanted the mountain scene, so that's what we're going to work on today. Just to show you what tools I've got, I have my egg carton with white, black. I have ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, red, and yellow. And then I did mix a sky blue in there, kind of a corally orange, and a yellow as well. So those are my paints. And then I have a palette knife, a broader bristle brush, and then a smaller bristle brush. And I also have a paper towel so that I can wipe off my palette knife as I work, and a cup of water. And I also have, of course, a picture of the scene I'm trying to do so that I can reference that. Okay, so you always want to work from back to front. So first we're going to work on the background. And I'm actually going to start by taking my broader bristle brush and just blocking in the background. And because I'm starting with the white, my other colors will blend really nicely with that, especially because the scene has a lighter sky anyway. And it's okay that I'm getting some on my mountains because I'm layering and I can build over them later. Okay, so now that I have something to start with, I'm going to start with my blues. Oh, I'm recording. And I'm going to work some of my blues into my white. Sorry, Mrs. Simpson stopped by for a second. And because I already have this wet white, you can see if as I'm working the brush back and forth, it's really blending in pretty nicely. And it's really up to you how dramatic you want your sky to be. So you can definitely go with like a softer blue. Or if you want to add more, you can definitely do that. Okay, I like that. I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like that blended really nicely. So I'm going to wipe off my brush, and I'm just actually wiping it off on my newspaper here. And then I think I'm ready for some of my other colors. So I'm going to work in my yellow and my coral, but it's really important that I don't mix blue with coral and yellow because it's going to either make green or it's going to kind of make a brown. So I need a fresh start. Definitely going to rinse out that brush, which is what I'm doing right now. Okay, and I think I'm going to work in some of my coral color next. Again, my background's still pretty wet, so it's moving pretty easily. Again, though, remember your complementary colors. Like if you have a orange and you blend that into blue, it can desaturate your colors. So just be cautious with that. I think I'm actually going to make mine a little bit more pink to avoid that. And work a little more in here. But again, it's your sky. So yours, doesn't have to be exactly the same as mine. We're definitely looking for blending here. But your sky can definitely differ from my demo. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I'm like trying to watch this in real life and also on my screen and avoid all the cords. So a little bit daunting here. Okay. Okay, I like that so far. I will definitely want some yellow. I'm going to soften up that bottom there. And again, I do want to be careful of the blue and the yellow too, because if I mix that, it can create green, which I don't want in my sunset. So again, the main goal here is blending, and you can really choose how far you want to push your colors or how much of a color you want. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that as my sky for now. But again, you know, up to you. You get to be picky about what you want. I think I'm just going, I really like this kind of like soft, really soft sky. Okay. So we're moving from back to front. So the next step would be our mountain range. And as you can tell in the picture, the mountains get darker as we move forward, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry a little bit. And my back mountain is kind of a hazy color. So it's kind of a bluish color. But I think I'm actually going to mix a little bit of my light yellow with that just to kind of haze it up a little bit. Maybe a little bit of that coral with it too. So when I mix the coral and the light yellow with it, it kind of makes like a duller blue. I think I'm also going to add a little more white to it and maybe just a tiny touch of black to do kind of like a grayish blue. So that's what I have right now. So I'm going to use, I could use this brush to block it in, but I think I want a little more control. So I'm going to do my smaller brush. And I don't know if I have enough paint to cover the whole mountain. Might need to make more. But this is a great time to practice your color mixing. Oh, that's a little bit greener than what I wanted. Let's see. There we go. Ooh, I like that. Okay. So I'm going to block in my distant mountain here. Mix in a little white just to soften it up. And I do notice in the mountain, like there's a little bit of difference in the value. So I'm going to look at that really quick once I have it all blocked in. Yeah, I'm noticing the base is a little bit darker and then it's a little more faded at top. So I think I'm going to add a little bit of like white and light yellow maybe. Yeah, I'm just going to work that in at the top just to fade it just a little bit. All right. And as the mountains get closer, they get a little bit darker. So I'm going to stop this video now because we're at about 10 minutes. But my next phase is going to be to add more blue to this color that I've started. so that the mountains start to look a little bit closer. So I'm going to pause this, let this dry a little bit, and then we'll continue our painting.